Last week showed you the limits of artificial intelligence in the mechanical design, specifically in spatial design. The AI completely failed to design my mechanical spooler, so I had to do it by my own. This week, I needed to design the individual vertebrae of the arm, the tentacle arm. I just wanted to save time, but I was also thinking, if I again fall into the limbo, the loop of prompting and getting things done by the AI. To my surprise, this time it completely nailed it. Instead of giving the complex symbol, I have started with giving it the context and only asked it to design a particular unit model part. It clearly understood the ball joint clearance and tendon routing hole, and those were amazing. This is the design, and it's being printed as I tell. The best part here is, given the task to the AI and the result, it actually sparked a brilliant idea. Okay, I'm saying it myself. An amazing idea to build a better vertebra. I've taken the baseline mech given by the AI and have some idea to tweak it later. This is exactly how we should use AI in robotics, not as a replacement, but as a collaborative tool that pushes the boundary of collaborative engineering further. With newly designed vertebrae, I have assembled 11 EOF arm, tentacle arm inside the FreeCAD assembly. Okay, if a reinforcement learning agent has to train on it, it first should go ahead with the twin of the arm rather than the actual arm, which ended up previously burning my motor. But when I tried to simulate the arm inside the FreeCAD with the assembly joints, it was lagging like anything. It seems that native CAD softwares are not built for this purpose. So I use AI for what it does better in coding from scratch and using the human operator to basically test it out for them. All mathematics together with this iterations and interactions, we built up a custom NDOF inverse kinematic system, which can be used directly into the FreeCAD and reusing existing tentacle system using Python. Initially, by applying the principle of constant curvature, the script assumes the scale 255 spine will bend in a perfect arc. It uses a SciPy library optimizer to hunt for the exact bending angle needed to reach any 3D coordinate in space, completely bypassing the FreeCAD graphical lag. But pure math is dangerous if it ignores the physical reality. The baseline vertebrae designed by AI has a hard limit of bending, as they cannot move beyond 25 degrees before the components crash into each other. If a math solver tries to reach to the point which is too close to the base, it automatically maxes the angles to 25 degrees. In the real world, that will snap the arm and shatter the vertebrae. So within the solver, I have to put in some limits which will not calculate the angle beyond 25. It has to be embedded within the solver instead of flipping it. So if I drag the arm to the extreme sides, it completely bends to the extremities and does not break itself because it stays in the limit. And in the console, I get the physical error, what it should be doing. It is good for now. This way, the digital twin perfectly copies or respects the physical laws of physical real hardware. This week proved the AI could be the right co-pilot if we use it for the collaborative right task. It gave me a brilliant baseline for the vertebrae, and it helped me build an unthinkable kinematics simulation. Now that the maths and the physics simulations are perfectly aligned for this purpose, we have to bring it into the real world. Next week, I am running a few more trials in the simulation on these parts. Then we are going to lock the settings and move to a super slow, highly consistent 3D printing. The physical hardware needs to be reliable, as the maths provided by the AI seems to be legit, and we have a control over it. If you want to see those upgraded parts come off the print, hit subscribe. Take it slow, build it right, and I will see you in the next